Hello everyone, TrueBlood and welcome back to Mega Man X2. Last time, we took care of the remaining Mavericks, including the remaining X-Hunters, and got all Zero's parts back, and we also got everything there is to get in there, though, even having to make a bit of a detour back to Bubble Crab stage because I forgot the sub-tank there before him, so we finished it up with that last time. But now we've got everything here. Now we're going to go ahead over to the X-Hunter stage up at the North Pole, so we're going to dive right into this, though, and I admit, I did take a break between things though, so I did go back, so off screen I did go back to Bubble Crab stage to refill my sub-tanks, so with that though, because again, I think I mentioned before though, if you reset the game though and then reload it like with the password feature though, or the save feature of the game though, it does mean you, whoa, okay, that, I was trying to get that extra life up there, but as I was trying to say before, that was a cheap shot. As I was trying to say before though, I did go, if you reload the game either from password or from the save feature, whether you're playing one of the collection versions of the game though, it does reset all the sub tanks and lives though. So I did go back to refill those. But X-Hunter stages though do not play around. Big reason why for this stage is we got this mechanic here that we haven't seen since the intro stage. With those Mavericks that will they'll pull the walls shut and will just try to crush you though, which I don't think I mentioned the last time though. If that is insta death. There is a cheap way around it though. If you're good at lining it up though, you can use a silk shot to have the debris ricochet off the thing though and take out that Maverick before he has a chance to fly up here and make it so that way you don't have to worry about the moving walls with that though. It's admittedly a cheaper way to deal with it though, but it is a safer way to do it though. Let's see. Okay, that one shouldn't be as bad though, but there we go. Like I said, if you're worried about it is admittedly a bit of a tight shot there because you do have to make sure you're shooting it while you're on the wall though, because if you're sliding off the wall though, X will fire the shot away from the wall though, and that doesn't work. So it is admittedly a bit of a tight shot there with that though, but much easier than trying to deal with the instant death stuff with that though. But in any case though, by the way, that isn't a pit down there that is trying to drag you down to, but there is another path down there though, but it is a much longer path with that though. So it is not really necessarily a more dangerous path though, but it is a much slower path. This is one I'm definitely gonna get the charge one for though, because that one's a bit tricky to line up though, especially once you see it though. That's one where it's much easier for it to go off screen if you see it though. But okay, let's get that. Okay, I was about to say let me get spin wheel up in case there's another one there, but that's it. We're not having to worry about it with that now. But we are at our first boss though, which means we do have a boss here. And it's Violin. It's Violin. So we are fighting the X-Hunters here. Is it? And none of the random stuff as it was before, though. Now Violin functions the main difference with Violin though is he can summon those blocks there, and he's much more aggressive with that ball and chain attack as before though. And I'm trying to wait for an opening to get down there though, but because he does have a weakness. Also, yeah, when he's summoning the blocks though, he becomes invincible. He's one you might want to have a sub-tank for. Because again, he still hits pretty hard. Whoa, the slowdown! Whoa, I've never seen him do this type of strategy before with this, so I'm not taking a chance. Let's sub-tank here though. Like, I'm doing awful right now because I'm trying to show off what he's doing before that though. But yeah, can you hit the bubble splash though, because that is his weakness. So charge bubble splash and try to stand next to him and take it. As long as you got the health to take the hits, he'll go down pretty fast. But the slowdown is being crazy with this. With that though, wow, that was probably one of my worst runs of Violin I've had in a long time. But he is a bit hit or miss though with that though. What? How could he have overloaded my circuits? Arrgh! Circuits overloaded by bubbles. I guess though, if you do have water, I guess though, especially water with the wires and stuff like that, though, that might cause that might have some issues with it though. But I don't know enough about robotics to really know for sure with that though. But I know that though. But that was admittedly a little embarrassing though, because I was trying to talk about Violin before I really got into actually fighting him with that though. By the way, yeah, I should also point out though, he was weak to the bubble splash back in the fight when you fight him in the stages, not when you're fighting for Zero's parts. But so that weakness does apply there too. The bubble splash does apply there too. But now we up to the next X Hunter stage though, and this is gonna get this one also gets a bit interesting as well. This one is actually a bit on the short. I think the stage actually is a bit on the shorter side if I'm remembering this one right. Oh, actually, go back down. I want to get that. Never mind. That was like right. I had to use a sub tank there because I was too busy talking to actually rather than fighting. Actually, wait. Did that just? Those things die in one hit to Silk Shot? I never knew that. The ones that know you have to take out the parts of them for though, they die in one hit to Silk Shot. I never knew that. Learn something new. Learn something new every day. That's cool. More used to the Silk Shot there with that. Now I do have to point out though is the fact there's a reason I don't know as much about some of the weapons as like say the first game though, is that's because as a whole I find the weapons in the first game more useful than in this game though. But exactly because some of the weapons in this game tend to be more for boss weaknesses though. Okay, oh, I'm waiting for that to come down here though, and this part's admittedly a bit. Too early. Yeah, even if he so much as touches the side of Spikes, he still dies instantly though. That was way too. I was way too early trying to get on top of that platform there with that though. But at least it'll give me time to talk a bit more what I was talking about before though. Like I say again, like unlike the first game though, where you had like weapons like Storm Tornado and Fire Whip that pretty much made short work of a lot of pretty much any common enemy in the game. This one doesn't really. This one, I just like the weapon. I guess I just say I like the weapons of the first game, of the first game better with that though. But especially when you have a weapon like the Crystal Hunter, where the main thing for that one is it basically creates the main use for that one is as a boss as one of the boss weaknesses, and it just makes platforms. It doesn't really actually kill the enemies though. And then you also have like weapons like Speed Burner and stuff like that, which is good for moving around. The charge version is good for moving around though. But again, like the weapons do have their uses though. But it's like I find that for me personally though, I find some of these weapons tend to be have more niche uses than some of the general. Like Spin Wheel's probably one of those that has the general utility because it can break blocks. It can take out some of the bigger enemies pretty fast. Okay, this is what I was trying to do before, though. By the way, you're supposed to try to go off to the sides there to try to get off to dodge those flames. Though I'm just paranoid that I'm always gonna that I'm always gonna hit something with that though. So I tend to just ignore that. Don't just intentionally take the hit there. By the way, I still find that annoying with the Crystal Hunter though. That if there's something else on the if there's any on the field though, you can't just switch with the L and R buttons though. You have to go to the menu. But you're like I still like using a spin wheel to take out that thing fast though. But yeah, let me go over some of the weapons again with that though. But again, Bow Splash aside from that utility with the water thing though, with the high jump in the water though, and you being able to kind of bounce off the top of the water if you're fast enough though, it's like that's kind of just useful one thing though. Sonic Slice is good. Sonic Slice is pretty much just good for boss fodder. Most of the Strike Chain has probably seen the least use out of any of the weapons we've had so far. Magnet Mine has probably seen the least use because again it's pretty much used for boss weakness though. But you see what I mean with that though. You got the issues with that though. But I mean I know the first game's guilty of that too. But I find it's great here. But this is gonna be a bit. This was gonna be a bit different here because we got these platforms here though, and it's Surges this time, and he's in a different mech this time around there. By the way. This part right here, though, just use the Giga Crush one time if you got it fully charged up, though, with that, though, and it takes out all of them in one hit. And then my strategy from here on in is to kind of just stand down here and to basically use the charged Sonic Slicers, because that... Although, admittedly, though, it tends to... Like I said, I'm not a fan of this fight, really. Because I've had times where he just, like, where his mech just kind of blocks the Sonic Slicer shots, though, which, again, is his weakness, though, but it's... But, again, it's not really the... Again, it's not really an ideal fight, though, because otherwise you're pretty much going to have to constantly be jumping from platform to platform. And the problem is, though, the high shots can get absorbed by the top of his mech, too. Oh, come on, I let it go at that time there. Okay, am I going to have to use another sub-tank here? Oh my gosh, I think I am. I totally am. This is the worst run I've had with the X-Hunters in a long time. Whoa, yeah, I am not having a good run with the X-Hunters this time around there. That's what the sub-tanks are for, but the fact I'm still having to use that even with the heart tanks and with the armor upgrade. This is impossible! The prophecy must be fulfilled! And he's down. Admittedly, the X-Hunters are not easy fights, though, especially with some of the weird mechanics with that, though. By the way, if you don't have the armor upgrade and the Giga Crush ability, though, charged up, though, that first phase, though, the Silk Shot is capable of taking out those turrets as well. But if you have the Giga Crush with the armor upgrade, though, much easier from that. So now we are on to... So we got an... But we've still got the X-Hunter stages over here, though, and... At least I changed the music for the third stage, though, at least, though, but... Nothing up over here, but... This is the stage that definitely gets most interesting, and by interesting I mean tricky, as far as that goes, though. But in any case... And you are going to be seeing a lot of the stuff from from earlier stages as well. Like, we haven't seen these guys since Morph Moth stage. By the way, I think the way you're supposed to do this... though... I was trying something there. Is to try to use a strike chain to get through there, but it's really hard to get through there at times, though. It's... No, I did not want that. Oh, get off. I hate those things, though. They're just, again, they're just annoying more than anything, though. In any case, though, extra life in the energy capsule, not worth it. This part over here, though, the idea is you have to use these little... You have to use the little platform there, and every time you jump, it'll change on it, though. Hit the button on it, it'll change directions. Did that enemy just off-screen himself? Yes, he did. Okay, because I did want those. For that, though. Air dash is good to get through that, though. If you don't have air dash, though, charge speed burner will also help as well, though. But you pretty much need one of those to get through that, though. But this is where that mechanic is going to really start coming into play here, where you gotta like time your jumps right to get up, to climb up over here. Though there will come a point though where you can just start using the wall, you just do wall jumps and stuff like that, though. But even then, some of it starts to get a little tight, though. Actually, you probably could have made that from there. This one gets a little bit... Oh. Shoot, that's... Okay, thank goodness. I was about to say, did I just mess up? By the way, if you do mess up, though, you can just... And it gets to a spot where you can't get out of it, though. Though, if you go back to the bottom there, it will... If you go back to the bottom of it, though, it will respawn. This is the part where you more or less need it, though. Although I guess if you line up the Crystal Hunter just right, you can always. Oh, crud! Oh wow! Oh, okay, that actually worked. Okay, I'll take it, but. Okay, definitely gonna grab this stuff up over here, though. By the way, there's a ladder up over there for that, though. Yeah, the way you're supposed to get up over there is to lure one of these bats over here. And use the Crystal Hunter on it to create a platform to climb over here, though. This is the part that gets really weird with it, though. I'm getting the double shot ready so I can take you out, though, because you have this part over here with a bunch of spikes that, though, it is possible to get across, but it requires, like, some really good air dashes and stuff like that, though. But it gets... For what I'm showing right now, it's not worth it, though. There is something there that, at the end of that, though, that is absolutely worth it, though. But it involves something. It involves, like, a secret in this game, though, and it's one of those that... Kind of like with the first game, though, I don't want to get that right now because it's one of those that kind of breaks the thing, kind of breaks the game in half, shall we say? I do plan to show it later, but like in a bonus video, though. But it's not. I don't want to fight that right now, though. By the way, yeah. Just after I said the last part, the strike chain hadn't gotten much use, so you can use the strike chain to get that extra life that's in the pit of spikes there. And here comes more parts where the Crystal Hunter is going to come in handy. So actually that's one thing I do like with the stage design with this one, though. It gets you thinking about having to use some of the different weapons to kind of navigate some parts as well, though. So I do appreciate that about this game, though, because you could feasibly do Buster only for the Sigma Fortress stages in the first game, though. With that, though, especially since one stage is more or less a glorified boss rush. So I kind of appreciate the fact that you have to really be thinking about your other weapons to navigate as well. Definitely makes it harder, but I think it's worth it, though. By the way, before we go in here, though, have the magnet mines ready. Because last up is Agile, who definitely looks a bit different here, and he's weak to the magnet mines, though. I know they didn't get to show this, though, but after you fire the magnet mine, you can press up or down to influence the direction that it goes in, though. So it's actually the easiest thing to hit him with, though. Which also happens to be his weakness, which I know is a bit unusual. By the way, for the record, though, those spikes that he drops aren't insta kill, though, but they do hurt. Thankfully, those spikes are not instant death. But yeah, obviously, though, when he drops them down, you want to try to get underneath him, though, oh man. Oh man, I almost did a perfect run. Because I don't think I've gotten hit again since then, though. Nope, never mind, I got hit again, though. But that went much better than the other two, though, with that, though. By the way, again, Agile's weak to Magnet Mine in the first fight with him as well. No, this cannot be! Master, avenge me! Master? So, yeah, as if that wasn't obvious enough, though, the fact that, yeah, the X-Hunters actually aren't the masterminds, because he can't be talking about Surges or Violin because we took care of them already. So, yeah, someone else is is kind of pulling the strings here. If you're familiar with Mega Man formulas, you could probably be wondering, gee, I wonder what they're doing here this time. But in any case, though, it's because classic games was fraught with that as well, though. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end off this part here with that, though, because yeah, we are not done. We did defeat all three of the X-Hunters, though. Admittedly, a tougher time than usual for Violin and Surges, but it's also a case where but again, like there's still more to this, though. We're not done with this game yet, though, because again, someone else is behind the X-Hunters, though. And like I kind of said before, gee, I wonder who it is. We'll find out next time for certain. See you guys then, and thank y'all for watching.